Hey divas, King Kylie is back and we are going to be recreating this beautiful soft glam. I'm going to start with doing just some classic bronzing around the perimeter of the face. Next, I will be going in with a beautiful 2015-2016 pomade brow, utilizing the Anastasia Dip Brow Pomade before we get into the eyes. And then once we have the brows done, we're going to go ahead and start priming the eyes with the Ace Beauté Eyeshadow Amplifying Primer in Light. Once I have that blended out all over the eyelid, I'm going to be going in with a little bit of translucent powder and stamping that along the edge of my eye in a winged out cat eye shape. We'll be starting this eye by stamping some black eyeshadow in the outer corner and then starting to wing that out with a darker brown going up that line of translucent powder that we put at the end of the eye. We want this a little bit like smoky on the edges. I know on Kylie they went a little bit softer with this. It still had that winged out shape, but it wasn't as blown out as mine. Mine is a little bit of a draggier version of Kylie Jenner. You'll be seeing me go in with lighter and lighter browns and building up that blend. So I go in like a 50-50, 50% over the last eyeshadow that I just placed and then 50% over that eye base. So we get a softer blend throughout. I'm going in with a lighter brown and then an even lighter brown in that inner corner. Once I have that initial blend completed, I'm going back in with that dark black and I'm going to start building up those darks again. I really like to add pigment, blend it out, then re-add pigment. It gives you a really great rich focus of that pigment, but it still keeps that blend nice and soft. Now you see me utilizing a little bit of micellar water on a Q-tip. I'm rubbing that all along the eye where we want to remove the previous shadow base and the previous shadow, and then I'm going in with the dry side to dry that off so it is ready for our base. This is the Danessa Myricks Color Fix in the shade Lift. They're white, and I think it's the P. Louise base in a touch of frost, a hint of frost, whatever a light blue is. I'm mixing those together to make an even more pale icy blue that I will be setting with a shimmery light blue shadow as well. You'll see I take my brush and I go nice and precise along where that cut is, and then I'm using the side of that brush to tap on and just blend out a little bit more of that base. Now I'll be going in with a P. Louise palette. I think it's called Afraid to Fall, What If You Fly, one name. And then I'm going in with this like light blue shimmery shadow and I'm setting all over that cut crease, and then I will be softening that edge with a little bit more of that black shadow. And then now I'll be going in with the One Size liquid liner. I'll be making a medium thick line along the lash line, and then I'm going in and I'm going to be waterline lining with the Urban Decay Caffeine Pencil. I think this is a little softer than like a white. I didn't have a dark brown that I wanted to use. I wanted to keep the eye nice and open at the bottom. Now I will be smudging a little medium tone brown shadow on the lower lash line just to keep that smokiness there and present without it being too overpowering. Now that the eyes are done, we're going in with the Patrick Ta She's a Doll blush. I'm going in with the powder. Looking back at the reference photo, Kylie was definitely very blushed up, and I wanted to have a little more control with this blush, and I do feel like I have a little more control with the powder of this blush duo. I'm going in through the cheek, and then I'm softening it out on the nose as well. And now I'll just be going with a little bit of a like pink loose powder on another fluffy brush, and I'm softening the edges of that blush out in through the under eye and over top of our highlight as well. Now for the star of the show of this look, I'm going in with a black lip pencil and I'm going in and starting to define the edges of the lip. I'm using a lip pencil for this because it will remain a little creamy for a couple minutes, so I can go in with an eyeshadow brush and start to feather the edges as well. I don't want it to just be a stark line. I want it to be very like contoured and shaped around the lip. Now you can see me going in with a smaller, precise eyeshadow brush and just softening the edges of that lip. I'll also be repeating that same process for the top lip. Once I have that nice and blended, I'm going back in with the pencil itself just to sharpen up the cupid's bow so it keeps nice and sharp and precise in the photo. After this, you'll see me go in with one of the MAC liquid shadows in Diamond Crumbles, and I'm using that as a shimmer base on the lip. Kylie used one of the glitter glosses from this most recent King Kylie collection of hers. I did not have that gloss, so I tried to engineer one myself with a little bit of liquid shadow and then a lip gloss and a shimmery lip oil mixture. With that, it did move a little bit of my liner, so I felt like my lip looked a little darker than hers, but I do like the effect of it. It was very, very pouty, very glossy, very shimmery. I'll let you take a look and see what you think. I forgot to say that the shimmering lip oil that I used is from Cat Beauty. I don't remember the exact name of this, but I will leave it in the description below. And then I'm going to blend that all out and you'll see my final Kylie Jenner look. For nostalgia's sake, I'm going in and hydrating with MAC Fix Plus, and then now we're living the King Kylie fantasy. I'm going to do the little King Kylie whisper she did in that song.